All right, so we have our third, actually, and I found this to be interesting. Our third hidden booster set. So we had Hidden Hope, we have uh, Hidden Trials, and now we have Hidden Legends. So Hidden Legends introduces, obviously, by box art and pack art and all that. We do have Clive from Final Fantasy 16. This actually might be the reason that I end up finishing Final Fantasy 16 because I never finished it. So set to be released November 15th. Interesting. I do want to double check the dates there because I remember Hidden Trials is supposed to release sometime in August, and this one's November. I just kind of wanted to see what that looked like against the organized play schedule. But so yeah, of course, this introduces new cards, but the big thing is there's cards from 16, which are really cool, and a new priming mechanic. So also pushes the boundaries of the limit break system even further with the multi-element break cards, offering players endless strategic ability or possibilities. Collectors can rejoice. Clive will be a signature and foil stamped and all that as well. So it's very, very interesting. You do have the multicolored limit break here between Tonberry and Cactuar. It is a Final Fantasy Type 0, more than likely, category, just based on the game that they're calling out at the bottom. So that's interesting. I don't know how that's going to really play over. I know originally you were thinking that this was going to end up being a monster, right?
Yeah, I would hope that it would be a monster.
It would really be interesting if it is.
That would be
Because,
really cool.
yeah, the implications of playing the card and then if it had some sort of immediate break option, you. Yeah, I mean, obviously with a monster, it's the same thing. It just breaks and goes to break. But with this being something that goes back to Limit Break Zone or the Limit Break deck, that's kind of interesting to me. Clive here, and this is absolutely amazing art. So the reason that we hit record when we did is because in Final Fantasy 16, from what I have played so far, the main story aspect of it is that Clive is essentially Ifrit. He is the summon, or the icon is what they call it in the game. So it's very interesting that this priming mechanic, I wonder if it is a similar concept to almost like Warp in a way. Like, I wonder, can I have Clive on the field and then prime Ifrit, and I pay 2, and then next main phase 1, I go search it and play it onto the field, as long as Clive is still on the field.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if that's how that works. And if Clive has to be on the field for that, then it's essentially instant speed. So, like, at the end, when you go to pass turn at the end of main phase 2, for you, I just pay 2 if I have unused CP, and next main phase 1, I pull Ifrit out. I mean, that's kind of like my imagination going with it. I mean, I don't know. It's very, very interesting. The fact that Clive says the job icon forwards and job dominant forwards, other than Clive, gain 1,000 power. The fact that he calls out icon forwards means to me that priming something is essentially playing it onto the field. I don't foresee I don't foresee Clive having to replace himself. Like, if he turned into Ifrit like he does in the game, like maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I could see if, and we went over this with Limit Breaks, if it turned into like an Exceed thing from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I almost would imagine it would be like an Exceed thing, but crossed with the inherited effects of Digimon. Like, if you primed into Ifrit 16, then you laid Ifrit 16 on top of Clive, and you still were able to apply Clive's effects. That could be cool. I actually really like that idea, because then Ifrit could inherit the haste, the job icon forwards effect, and when Clive deals damage to your opponent, discard your hand, draw 2 cards. Because Ifrit is Clive. Clive is Ifrit in the game. And I really like that idea.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we were talking about looking at freaking keywords in Magic, and I did not know there were this freaking many.
A lot.
Yeah. So, I don't know, like, I don't know what it could be. Because this is, obviously Magic's out of my wheelhouse. I can't really speak on that, but
yeah.
I will say that looks sick. I feel like they're going to do the same thing that they did with Estinian, where that art and the non-full art might be slightly different. I could see them cropping a smaller box around Clive and possibly screwing the art up in that way, but rewarding people that have the signature card with, you know, what art is on there. It's really cool. So, and the implications of Final Fantasy 16 being added to the game, of course, that means we get Joshua, possibly. I really have to go back and finish this game. Joshua's father, whatever that one chick is, that one dude. There is a guy in 16 that I think you would like. He's just this big, like, he's like this gigantic, like, war hero, basically. As far as I've played, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He basically, like, lives with Clive and kind of, he's almost like Gladiolus. He's just a big fucking brute dude, but he's really cool.
That's cool.
So, if we look at 16 characters. So, obviously, Clive and Joshua, those are the two main characters. Jill, so the whole concept where Clive is Ifrit, Joshua is the Phoenix, and then Jill is actually Shiva, if I can remember correctly. And then you have Dion. I can't remember who this guy is. I know that Sid is actually Ramu. Is this guy? Oh my gosh. Major character, he is a dominant. He is a Dragoon. Oh, his dominant is Bahamut. So this guy actually turns into Bahamut. So the implications here could be that Dion has priming Bahamut 16, you know? Jill could have priming Shiva 16. Joshua could have priming Phoenix 16.
So do you think it's like you pay the 2 and add an Ifrit to your hand? Or I would hopefully not say cast, because that would just be too good. That would just be overpowered.
It's very possible. basically it's a direct line to pay 2 and immediately search for that card. I don't hate that.
This would open up Magissa pretty good if that was the case.
Well, I imagine that Ifrit 16 is going to be a forward.
You think so?
Yeah, only because the way that the icons and all that work in the game, that basically means that you
search for that card.
Yeah, I would imagine you search for the card and you could potentially play it as a forward, because in the game you turn into Ifrit and you beat the shit out of everything. So,
gotcha.
And the fact that he says job icon forwards and dominant forwards, so like his job being a dominant, meaning Jill and Joshua would also be dominants. The Dion guy would also be dominant. I imagine they're just gonna, if they do just let you search for it, that's not horrible. Basically like an instant speed search, which,
yeah,
granted, that is very insane. Like, ditch this 2 CP that I don't need, like this one card from my hand, and just go grab what I do need and do want. That's pretty big.
You think that, well, I wouldn't think so. With it saying Ifrit, I would say that Ifrit would be a different color. But I would say it would still be fire.
It's I would say 99% sure gonna be a fire card. I don't know. I hope so. Also in the game, the icons that you turn into are like 10 times the size of a human, maybe even 20 times. They're absolutely ginormous. Like, oh, you would love this game so much. Titan from Final Fantasy 16. Like, that's I need one that does the man justice. We need big Titan. That's him fighting Shiva. That's this tiny little thing is Shiva. That's Shiva right there.
Yeah, Titan's massive.
Yeah, Titan is huge, right? So like, Clive turns into Ifrit, and it just feels like if it turns into that, then that makes the overlay a little bit more plausible. But if it plays alongside of it, that's also cool. I get that, but I was gonna say that they would like it would be balanced a little bit if you paid 2, search for the card, and then it was just some like really small thing that you could just, play onto the field for relatively cheap. Or even if it says like it's free if you control your dominant, whatever. Like, I could see that. But it just seems insane that if Titan is what he is, I mean, if Ifrit's not very small in the game either, then that doesn't feel like it does the icon justice.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know. Priming seems like it could be very interesting.
Maybe we'll get some spoilers after a while.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something similar to how they did with Limit Break, do an article and kind of go over how it works. Yeah. If it is something for Magic, it wouldn't surprise me. I just don't know enough about Magic to be able to make a good guess. Which Limit Break didn't sound like Companion based on what information they gave to us before they revealed what it actually was. So, but anyways, definitely Clive being the hot topic here. We do have a Bosch, which is cool. We have a Limit Break Gilgamesh. I swear to God, if this does not have a special on it, then I will be very upset. Because we are getting to the point where you could almost just play like a Gilgamesh deck, right? Obviously excluding some of these like Black Tortoise, Gilgamesh 11, Black Tortoise, FFBE. I mean, you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different Gilgameshes. So
yeah,
that's a lot. Yeah. So if this guy has a special on him, oh yeah, that we would get some kind of special on Ace, but Ace just dropped the freaking ball, man. He's also Stranger of Paradise, which is interesting. So that's kind of relevant, I guess. Stranger of Paradise, of course. We had all the new cards came out in 21, and we got 0. I don't think we had any cards in 22 that were SOPP, whatever the fuck that is. SOP, yeah. If you play Final Fantasy TCG, there's a very good chance that you've purchased cards from Nerd Labs already. Nerd Labs has nearly 2,000 completed sales in just over the last 11 months or so, with overwhelmingly positive feedback. We're on TCG Player, but just as a little hint, if you follow the link in the description, there's no price floor when prices are updated on a daily basis. Always happy to support the stack. Let's get back to the video. 21. So 0 new cards in 22. But, I mean, hey, that's interesting. I'm excited to see the Gilgamesh. Always having access to it, and especially, like we said, if it has a special, that'd be good. So this is actually Dion's Bahamut, like the one that he turns into in the game. Final Fantasy 16 category. It does look like a forward.
Yes.
The reason that I say that is because of the framing. Obviously, you have limit break framing here. You have a dark background. If you look at all of your cards here, dark background for forward, light background for backups, and summons, of course. Monsters have the very unique framing. That is why I actually believe that this is going to just be a regular forward, by the way. But it could be. I don't know. We've never seen anything other than forward limit breaks, so we don't know if their title bar is gonna be different. But of course, summons. Yeah, summons have this very like particly whatever in the background, right? So definitely feel like this is a forward. So it'll be very interesting to see. I'm super excited to see what these guys do. And your girl here, Realm.
Yes, I'm excited for this.
I really hope this is a full art. I mean, that just screams full art, right? If it's not a full art in this set, they're definitely gonna have to go back and do something to make it a full art. But we've talked off camera plenty about what we hope this does. What's your penultimate realm? Like, what do you want this realm to do?
Just because of what my deck does, I would love for this deck to be a 1-drop realm when you play it on the field within the top 5, add a monster to your hand. Similar to Mira. You don't have to have any other special thing other than it's a 1-drop with the name realm for me. And water.
What if it's
that would be ideal.
What if it's a 1-drop that says, when it's put into the break zone, search for a monster of cost 2 and play it onto the field?
Oh, even better. No, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they do something funky like that. Which, I mean, out of all the card name realms that we've had, this has kind of been the only one that I thought was kind of off-brand. Well, this one's kind of off-brand too, because like this is obviously when she enters the field, reveal the top 5, add a monster, choose a monster, return to the hand. We all know what this one does. Search for 2 monsters. This one, for crystal and shenanigans, you search for monsters, right? This one's interesting because it's choose a character without multiplayable, and then search for a character with the same name added to your hand. I really like this realm because it enables some really stupid specials. Like, obviously Cloud is way better in this scenario, but in a deck like Wool 7, like if you're, needing to search for another copy of Warrior Light, then something like this really helps for that. I used to play it in the Bart's deck, the triple attack Bart's. But then, like, this realm is choose a monster in your opponent's break zone, play it onto the field. Like, it's almost like she's monster-centric, but it's almost like it's an anti-monster tech, right? Like, competitively at least. I only want to play this card because I can snatch your monsters. Like, that just feels weird. And then the next summon or whatever. The summon part is very on theme with her because, like, in the game, she uses her paintbrush to, like, paint the monsters that she fights up against, and then she can basically create copies of them with her paintbrush. So, like, I get that. Like, this is very... The second effect is more on brand for her than the monster one was. And to me, that feels weird. So this realm hasn't seen much play at all, but I don't know. There might be some implications with that in the future, but yeah, I hope this realm, I hope it does something cool. And I hope it's on brand. I really do. Next we have No from category 12 as well. Knowing them, this is going to be the full art, and Realm won't get one. No always does some really stupid stuff. Activate all your characters, reactivate on attack. Well, I think it's reactivate all your win characters. Bart's is the one that activates all characters, period. But no, kind of interesting. We do have, I don't remember this person's name. They're from FFBE, but it's sick art as usual. I like all the art from FFBE stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then we have Limit Break Zidane. I've seen some pretty hilarious jokes about Limit Break Zidane lately. Somebody said that this is going to be a one-drop Limit Break. Limit Break costs 1. Search your opponent's deck and steal a card. You can cast it at any time, and its cost is reduced to 0. Like, it's very... They're saying the most horrible things about your boy Zidane, but... I don't know. I feel like it is going to do something stupid, and I feel like Zidane is getting into the same territory as Gilgamesh, where we could especially see some S fodder on this guy, because there's quite a bit of Zidanes at this point too, and in all different flavors. This might be a reason to go back to playing Light Zidane if you end up having a special fodder on it, so that it can get this boy out of your hand. Because this guy honestly isn't bad by any means. He literally, for having a 9 forward on the field, he's reduced by 1. So for 2 CP in most optimal situations, you get to draw a card, discard a card from your opponent's hand, or activate all the category 9 characters you control, which seems cool. But yeah, I definitely think there's some implications for that to have a special on it. If it does, I think it makes it very, very good. And it could be simply, for just S, no tap, no extra CP, just S. Look at your opponent's hand and remove 1 card from the game. Your opponent draws a card. I mean, it could be something very simple.
I would say the Theater Rhythm cards are kind of underwhelming. Like, they're not that great, most of them.
Yeah, that is true. Like this Zidane.
Yeah.
He basically has, like, damage resistance, and it can't be blocked by a cost of 4 or more. I mean, he's definitely a common. I guess it really depends on what rarity this guy's going to be. And I can't remember if it shows them. It shows Zidane copy. So they have taken the rarities out. You used to be able to save. So this is Velis. That's his name. I know that in the North America Discord server they were guessing rarities. I'm pretty sure it's still unknown. I don't think there's a true like verifiable way to tell that it is a common hero, rare, or a legend in this context right here. But yeah, so that's basically Opus 24. Holy moly, that's crazy to say right now. So yeah, I'm super excited for Final Fantasy 16 stuff. It's probably going to be the reason I go back and finish the game. Because I got to basically the second dominant is where I got to. I got Ifrit and Garuda. Those were my two dominants. Which, by the way, Garuda is fucking cool in that game too. But
yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to see the dual limit break. That's really cool.
Yeah, multi-element limit break is going to be interesting. I wonder if it's going to be like a 2 CP, so that it's a little bit harder to cast.
I believe it's going to be a 2 CP, and if it's going to be a monster, I have a feeling it's going to take it back to like can't remember the name off the top of my head. But in the earlier opuses, it's like some of the monsters had a choice of what you could do. Say this could be come up forward with this amount of attack, or break one character. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
And you choose.
I wonder if it will. I wonder how long it'll take before we get some kind of card that, like flips over a limit break that has already been revealed. Like essentially, like healing the limit break deck. I wonder if we'll ever get that.
Probably.
Because I mean, if you think about it, we're about to hit Opus 23 in a few months, and we still have yet to see a single card in the game that removes a damage. Right? We can swap damage and we can trigger things in damage, but we can't just straight up heal.
Yeah.
And there's like one. I think there's one card. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's an Earth card because I was looking at it the other day. But there's only like one card that actually takes a card from your break zone and puts it back into your deck. And even for the cost of doing that, you have to mill one off the top of your deck. So there's very little. There's very little regenerative cards. There's no healing. There's no. I mean, even if you look at the keyword negate, right? The negate keyword is used so sparingly. We literally have 4 cards in the entire game that removes the damage from your forward. So, very, very... They use it very sparingly. So, I don't know if we ever will, but it could be interesting to get a card that increases the longevity of your limit break.
Oh, yeah. Possibility.
Yep. But yeah, that's all I have on Hidden Legends. I actually was gonna look at not only this, but this and Hidden Trials. So Hidden Trials is set to come out August 2nd. And the reason that I wanted to look at that was because... Oh, this is just for prizing, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, the material cut.
Yeah, so this, August 2nd. So there's still some local qualifiers that are there after August. Oh shit. So August 24th and 25th. So we will actually have to deal with Hidden Trials. Yeah, that's gonna be great. At least we'll have one Materia Cup to watch before we go in with a completely blind set. North American Championship is September 21st. Worlds. Where's Worlds? Am I missing it? It's information to be released at a later date. That's what I was going to check, is to see if they were going to have Hidden Legends come out. Do what?
What'd you say Nats was?
Nationals is September 21st and 22nd. So we definitely will see Hidden Trials, but not Hidden Legends. And I have to say, it is very hard to keep up with 3 sets that all contain the freaking word hidden. But, yeah, I think that's interesting. I have a feeling, Worlds was in December in 2023, so it wouldn't surprise me if they basically release Hidden Legends and then Worlds is, 3 weeks later. Because they do have some set stuff like I guess it's not in there, but they do have some kind of like rules about when a set's released and when the cards become technically legal to play in tournament. Like some of these local qualifiers that we were looking at, I don't think that some of them won't have hidden trials legal. So like the ones that are on the 3rd, it wouldn't surprise me if those aren't legal. It might not be until the 17th that those cards are technically legal. There's like class whatever tournaments and stuff, so I'd have to brush up on that stuff. But anyways, very interesting and kind of daunting to know that we're going to have to deal with Opus 23. We won't have to for this one, but we definitely will for Raleigh. So
hopefully we get tickets to Raleigh and they announce them sometime.
Yeah, we're just waiting on you, Game Theory.
Yep, trying to.
Yep. But anyways, I believe that's all I have for Hidden Legends. Really interested to know what everyone else thinks about the priming mechanic, what it could entail for us. I'm very hopeful that it is an inherited effect. I think that's kind of an interesting way to take cards in general. I like that Digimon does that. I think it's a very cool way of doing it. But we will see.
Yeah. I think it'll be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to see it.
Yeah. So, I guess until the next bit of news. See you guys later.
Yeah. See ya.